3, 2, 1, go!
Hi!
Hey, Kate Jenkins, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, PC Nottingham. How about you?
I'm doing awesome because I am going to Indianapolis in a couple of months.
I'm so excited about that too. I can't wait to see you there again.
Wait, when are we going to see each other in Indianapolis between May 8th and May 10th?
Well, I'm going to be there. Morgan and I are going to be there all 3 days. What about you?
All 3 days in PopCon?
Yeah, all 3 days in PopCon. So that's Monday. Not Monday. Oh my goodness. I can't talk today. It's been a long work day. So
Monday's
Friday, Saturday,
hangover.
and Sunday. Yeah, I know, right? We'll be there from the 8th to the 10th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Indianapolis at the convention center.
Awesome. And that's where I will be at the same time in the same booth for those same days. Really, really looking forward to seeing everybody again and to seeing lovely, lovely Indy. It's a fun town.
Same. And we had a great time last year. And Sean Astin's going to be there. And at one point, we were all... So I'm hoping they get him, because I don't know if you've been on the website for PopCon. But at one point, every single person, including us, were all the same actor listed. And so I'm hoping they get him, mainly because I'm really a big fan of Star Trek. Are you?
So I'm more looking for the Sean Astin for his Lord of the Rings stuff. I didn't know he was involved in Star Trek.
No, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Ethan Peck.
Oh, is it Ethan Peck?
That's him. Yeah. We were all Ethan Peck on their website, so I'm hoping they get him too from Star Trek. He's Spock now for the new.
I trust
TV
you. I'm
shows?
not I'm the probably one sci-fi author on Earth who does not like Star Trek.
Why?
I will admit that I've never given it a fair chance. But I am more into Star Wars because of the spirituality and mysticism side of it. And the newer Star Wars stuff for the political pieces of it. It's just, Andor was just such a fantastic look at oppression and
it was
just the violence of the minutia. Like, great.
Do you cover a lot of that in your books?
Yeah. So my sci-fi series, I've got 2. There's the Earthquake War series and the Aftershock series, which deals with the aftershocks of the war. And yeah, there's an oppressive regime. Humans are just kind of struggling in it, but the alternatives all seem worse. So it's different from Star Wars, and like the Empire is all bad all the time. There is a little more nuance there, but yeah, for sure, if you are into Star Wars, you will dig my books. And if you're into Star Trek, I'd say give them a chance. I can't speak for sure.
Hey, it helps that I'm into both and that my favorite show is actually Babylon 5.
Nice.
So, and Morgan and I write fantasy. We romantasy and more politically based fantasy. Though we are working on contemporary literature with romance as well.
Oh, branching out.
And a pirate themed fantasy that's in this world as well.
Are the timbers going to be shivered?
Very much so. Morgan knows so much about pirates that everything will be, if the majority of it is not completely accurate, because this was originally going to be historical romance, but then we were like, no, that there's too many people who, if we get one thing wrong, we're done. So now it's fantasy pirates.
And then you've got that creative license.
Yes, we do. And you do kind of need it when you're dealing with, the Caribbean especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah, that sounds really awesome. I'm really, really excited for that. So we are going to be at PopCon, and we are going to be bringing our books for sale. And I don't know about you, but I got some villains in my books. You have any villains in your books?
We've got a couple of villains in our books, yes.
So we are theoretically bringing these bad guys and gals with us. So obviously we can't share a booth with them. So if one of your baddies had a booth at PopCon, what would they be selling?
So the villain that's most likely to show up to something like this would be from our Legends of Corellia series, which will actually, we just finished the last book in that series. His name is Lord Riken. If he showed up there to sell something, it would be propaganda books, 100%. Why why the mother is the only goddess above all else, and why you need to worship her. Magic, and why it needs to be eradicated from the all of Corellia. Elves and Murs are better off not alive anymore. Humans, and why we're better. Of course, because he is obsessed with his love interest, he would have a book of poems that he would sell to lonely men who can't get women, claiming that, you know, this is the best way to get your woman. The thing is, he wouldn't have written it.
Fair.
But he would totally tell you he did.
Would he do fantasy ChatGPT to write his poetry?
Either that, or he'd make somebody else write it for him, and like he'd get a well-known poet, and then they'd just vanish. Whether it's to a labor camp, or he'd just have his right-hand man Kadan deal with them.
So is his extreme worship of the mother something Sigmund Freud would have a field day with?
Not so much, thank goodness, but yeah, at the same point, that yes, he's very much there's two versions of. One is like, you know, hey, she was here, she sacrificed herself so that everybody could help live in, so that the humans could live in peace with the others and have magic to put them, you know, right in a good place. And then there's him who believed that she did it because humans are supposed to be better than everyone else, and her gift of magic was to give them that leg up. And now that they have that leg up, well, what's good is magic anymore, so let's just behead them.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would get along with the villain of the Earthquake War series. He's also very much a humanity first type of guy. He is the mastermind behind a terrorist group called Earthquake, and they are human supremacists. And if he were at PopCon, he might be running a tattoo parlor, because his big thing is like his followers have to get a tattoo of Earth somewhere on there to prove their extreme loyalty. He also might run a barbershop there, because people have a certain haircut to get into the organization. Not him, of course. He is free from the ink and free from the hairstyle, even though he insists his followers on having it, because he is actually a politician in the government who's trying to destroy it from within.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they'd get along, except in this isn't actually spoilers because it says it on the back. He technically wins in the first book. The whole series is about Colette having to take back her crown from his woman and him. And
Nice.
the other people who betrayed her that, you know, at first you didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it doesn't count as a spoiler if it's on the back, but wow, that's I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, so this book is her being queen, and all these books are her working to be queen again.
Very cool.
And if she's going to succeed.
That's quite the redemption arc. Allegedly, I mean, she might lose in the last book too, because the first and the last book do need to have some symmetry there. So
a little bit, except we are going to, after we finish our contemporary romance and our pirate book, go back to this series and write something about 3 to 5 years in the future for them.
Oh, very cool. Nice.
So it's entirely possible she could lose. Morgan does sometimes get that drama bug, and next thing you know, a character is not with us anymore.
And then we got a whole new book, like branching off out of that one.
Yep.
Desire. Nice. So have you figured out in your Visetra series, I'm assuming it's a different villain?
So Visetra series happens like about 20 some odd years prior to Legends of Corellia.
Okay.
So it is the queen in this book who you are told consistently love, like, genocide. He's the reason we don't have magic users. He's the reason the religion of the mother is the way it is. He's who Lord Riken wants to be and fully he's the one who basically restarted the Merskid Trail, which means that he pulls the he pulls the Nereids from the water, and they're a mermaid type, and skins them alive for their scales, which are then used as jewelry.
All right.
Do we get into that too much? Well, no, but he's one of the villains that may show up in this.
So if we see that villain with a merch booth at PopCon selling jewelry, we should know those they're not ethically sourced.
They are very much not ethically sourced, but they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Morgan may have a bracelet, you know.
I would imagine. Yeah, it's just like you can really feel the pain of the innocent blood that was spilled for those precious gems.
There was actually there was an armor place at PopCon last year that was doing the jewelry. I got Morgan a scale mail bracelet, so it looks like Merc scales.
Nice.
So
nice.
But yeah, he'd totally be selling that.
Yeah. So I think if my the bad guy from my middle grade series, it's very different from my space stuff. It's middle grade as opposed to adult, but also it's fantasy in the style of Redwall. So it's,
awesome.
Yeah, so it's all anthropomorphized rodents. And the bad guy of the first series is a beaver who has orange fur. His paws are a little bit on the tiny side. And if he had a booth at PopCon, I would imagine he might be selling baseball hats, perhaps watches made on another island, sneakers. So
not ethically sourced either?
Definitely made from... Sorry, I just saw our someone behind the scenes in the chat put something.
Yes.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't say it's ethically sourced, but it's definitely not made at home, not getting that cheap overseas labor. And I actually have another series that just finished dropping. The finale came out today. We did a rapid release, and it's in the same rodent universe, but in a different area. It's kind of like got a Crusaders era Palestine vibe. So there's a holy war going on. These different rodents are fighting over an olive tree that's sacred to them. And there's a couple of different bad guys. There's like a new one for each book. But the bad guy for book one, she is a mole rat who is quite entitled. She is proof positive of how the idea of divine right of kings is deeply flawed. And she might be selling replica crossbows because she really likes posing with crossbows to make her seem more appealing to the commoners.
Oh, yeah. I can see it. So she'd definitely be selling those then.
Yeah, or portraits of herself. She's got quite the brand. If she were a character like alive today, she'd definitely have a podcast.
You know, those are popular.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So anything else that your villains might sell?
Probably just your run-of-the-mill swords. The bad guys in my first series, The Ghost in the Trees, in the rodent universe. It's like flying squirrel ninja versus evil beaver daimyo, also versus rabies hamsters and Viking guinea pigs, and it's this huge melee. So perhaps some water for the rabies hamsters.
I was gonna say, we know what the rabies hamsters are handing out, and they're not even selling it.
Yeah, but the cover for book 2 with the rabies hamsters, the artist he made them look like zombies in the coolest way possible. It's so, and the artist has it so serious, and the concept is so funny that it just slams so hard. It's terrifying and hilarious at the same time. It's just, as the kids would say, it is peak.
I'm gonna have to grab those. My kids love them.
Yeah,
definitely. So the next question, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got nothing. I'm horrible at this. What song would be behind the highlight reel of your life, or when we're at PopCon and I'm filming everyone again?
let's see. Probably the highlight reel of my life, I would imagine it would need to be a Weird Al song. Possibly Amish Paradise. Or maybe Flight of the Conchords, The Humans Are Dead.
Both good. Both good. Very good. I'll keep those in mind for when I'm making reels at when we're at PopCon.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to imagine myself as like the soundtrack to Lord of the Rings, like that swelling fanfare as I do something really manly, like take out the trash, or the Darth Vader theme as I just walk down a hallway. But if I'm being honest with myself, I think Weird Al would, or Flight of the Conchords, be more appropriate.
Weird Al is great. I've seen him in concert so many times.
Nice.
He's so much fun.
Very jealous.
He used to love showing up at the Orange County Fair when I lived in California.
Oh, cool.
So
I can see him hanging out there.
Yeah, he did. I struggle with answering this because I'd love to tell you it would be something really cool, like, the Lost Elf theme from Trespasser, or something along the lines of pick a song from K-pop Demon Hunters that's not Soda Pop. But if I'm being honest, with my luck, it would be A Happy Day in Hell from something like Has Been Hotel.
Nice. Hey, that's popular. That's in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, but it's the meaning behind it's going to be a happy day in hell that counts more than anything. So, yeah. Definitely something from Has Been Hotel at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch anymore. So with the age my children are and the time I need to spend writing, when the television is on, it's something I'm watching with the kids. Or maybe a couple nights a week, my wife and I will watch like the rerun of Saturday Night Live or Jeopardy. But if I can't convince my wife to watch it, I'm just not going to see it.
I have to squirrel it away because my kid is autistic, and there's certain themes in Has Been Hotel he does not quite grasp. Like, I don't know if you've seen season 1, but episode 4, there's some themes in Angels episodes that he doesn't quite grasp them, and I've tried to explain them to him because he decided he was going to watch it behind my back. So I just went, let's just not with this one. No. So I have to squirrel time away to watch that, or Mighty Nine, or Fallout. So
nice. Yeah, Andor was my project to like watch by myself. I would watch like 15 to 30-minute chunks so I would exercise in the morning. And that was really the best I could do. It was so worth it though.
Andor is so good. And they're supposed to be doing, you might like this one. They're supposed to be doing, they're talking about, and it's been talked about for a while, Book of Boba Fett season 2, which is going to get into, if you like the spirituality of Star Wars, it's going to get into more of the Tatooine slave culture, which the spirituality behind that is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like Book of Boba Fett, but I was all about it. I loved the Tusken Raiders, seeing that side of them.
Yeah. Apparently, they just wanted more Boba Fett. I don't know what that was. I really like a lot of what they're doing with Star Wars now.
Yeah, I do too. I wasn't a fan of the Rise of Skywalker movie, but everything since then I've been pretty happy with.
I don't talk about the last 3 Star Wars movies.
Well, now you have to.
I know. I couldn't get into them, especially what they did to Luke Skywalker's character. It just, I understand what they were trying to do and what they were trying to say with that
Yeah.
movie, but you can't take a character that's that inherently good and off-screen ruin him, because that's what they pretty much did. We needed to see a fall. We didn't need
Yeah.
and suddenly the man who believed that his father could be perfect, could be redeemed, is suddenly going to kill a child.
Yeah, I think that was a case of them just like they listened to the obnoxious people who should not have been listened to.
Pretty much.
Because they had a lot of cool ideas, and The Last Jedi as an individual film was good. As a part of a series, it was not. And then they spent like half of The Rise of Skywalker trying to like walk back half of what The Last Jedi did.
They needed to own it. They did it. They needed to own it. And we needed to not have Palpatine.
Yeah, that too really cheapened like Darth Vader's whole arc.
Well, the thing, I don't know if you've read the Star Wars books, but him having a clone is canon. Him having several clones is canon, but it doesn't make sense with how they were throwing it out there, because you're right, it 100% cheapens what they did with Darth Vader. And I feel bad for the Mandalorian, because if you watch that, Dave and John are basically doing what they did with Clone Wars and fixing the gaps and holes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and like that was my thing. Like, have a clone of Palpatine if you're gonna have him, and not like give him kids and grandkids. Like that was not how we saw legacy. He wasn't. His ego was like, no, it has to be him.
Yeah. She should have been Obi-Wan's. We know he had a kid with Sabine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, and I liked the idea of Rey just being a nobody too.
Yeah. No, she didn't have to be some big major person in the universe, but if they were going to go that way, Obi-Wan made more sense.
Agreed.
If they weren't just going to let her be some spice trader's kid or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for a while, my tinfoil hat theory before the third movie came out was that she was like Han and Leia's secret kid, or like Luke's secret kid, or I wasn't opposed to Obi-Wan's secret kid either.
You know, honestly, at that point, if she'd have been there, Han and Leia's secret kid, them having a romance would have that would have been really awkward, but you know.
Yeah.
No, Luke's kid would have made sense, but then they would have had to explain Myra Jade, and they don't seem to want to bring her in.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool people they don't want to bring in.
Well, Dave and John, thankfully, have been slowly doing it. If you watch Clone Wars or anything.
Yeah, I was going like frame by frame in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, and my kid lost her mind when Enbo showed up.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be some Easter eggs that I'm looking forward to, but I'm more looking forward to, I think, the Maul show, just to see where they go with him.
Yeah, Maul's so cool. I remember as a kid in the theater when the second half of his light staff came out. Okay, you know, we were supposed to answer this question if you had the ability to stop time. I would stop time in that moment so I could just be eternally seeing that second lightsaber come out.
There's so many moments like that in movies where you just wish, or instead of stopping time, rewinding time to experience something for the first time again.
Yeah, that like seeing that for the first time again. I'm so jealous of my 9-year-old self being able to see that in a movie theater.
It was incredible, and I keep hoping, and they won't do it, but I keep hoping we get, and because he was supposed to be in the Acolyte, which the Acolyte had so much potential, but the Wookiee Jedi, whose name I cannot pronounce, wields a broadsword lightsaber.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted to see the light staff, I want to see what is a lightsaber broadsword? A broadsaber.
Cool.
The books always describe it as like the handle's like this long,
Yeah.
and the hilt, the guard. He's just there is no finesse. This Wookiee's just coming through, and you are going to move for him, and how many pieces is dependent on you.
I mean, that's the charm of the Wookiees.
Yes.
So on the topic of stopping time, if we did have this magic ability, what would you actually do while the rest of the world was frozen?
I want to say I would be a perfectly good person and, get things done that my mom's been wanting to get done around the house and do this and that. But we all know suddenly I'd sprout a whole lot of brand new merchandise.
I think I'd sleep.
Well, that would be the smart thing.
Yeah, like I don't know about you. I'm coming hot off daylight savings time, and I just, man, I cannot do it. It's really rough. And I thought it would get better without a dog. I thought it would get better now that my kids are older and there's not really a nap time to mess up. But man, I'm a couple days later, I'm still feeling that missed hour.
It is hard. It is very hard because, I mean, let's say it's a night where you're having trouble sleeping, but it's okay if you fall asleep by 2 and you wake up by like 9. You still get a good, and then all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And then of course the kids wake you up at 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
So,
if I had to be smart, more of a good sport about this question, instead of just taking that time to sleep, that's when I would probably get my writing done, so I wouldn't have to, so I could just be more present for the rest of my family, and I could know, like, when I'm with my kids, I wouldn't have to have like some plot stuff going on in the back of my head.
see, you think that, but the minute you finish that book, a new idea would pop into your head because plot bunnies come at all times.
That has been my problem. Yeah. I'm better at like summoning them now when I need them, because I got to be just really judicious about my writing time.
Yeah, Morgan just asked me the other day if we want to do a Robin Hood retelling, and I don't know where that one came from, but apparently that might be in the works now too. So our plot bunnies just show up whenever. Like, I don't know if you know the story behind this series, but technically it's a fanfic of this series.
Nice.
We had a reviewer say that they thought Orion and Colette had great chemistry and couldn't wait. Please understand they had maybe 3 lines together in one scene in this book.
Nice.
But they thought the chemistry was so great that they thought that's the main couple for this book. And we were like, well, would they have chemistry? And we started writing a what if, which then spawned into them having different personalities, names, and the series. So we don't have much control over our plot buddies. We just go, no, we have to focus on this series right now. So
yeah, I'm pretty good about like sticking to one, but usually by the final book, I'm starting to get tired of the universe and I want to do something different. That's why I've been bouncing around a lot. What I'm working on right now is actually completely different from everything I've done already. It's going to be a YA like magic fantasy as opposed to my anthropomorphized rodent no magic fantasy, and it's getting pretty kooky and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Hey, that's the key. As much as we write for others to read, if we're not having fun and enjoying what we're doing, what's the point?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but as for your sleeping thing, I've always wondered sometimes why, when in TV shows and movies, the characters are so tired and they have that ability, why they go and do other things instead of literally taking that time to sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be as exciting of a story if they did.
At the same point, though, just imagine imagine you're watching a show and the character can stop time. And okay, so he does this really neat thing. And then the next time, because he's so worn out because he's been, going and going, the next time he stops time, he goes, you know what? Screw it. Grabs the pillow and a blanket, lays down, and then they just skip to, okay, I'm awake, I'm good. What are we doing now? I think people would find that fun relatable, but you can't have it drawn out. It's just every once in a while he does it.
Yeah. Or even just like a bathroom break or a snack break.
Yeah. Well, you've got kids. Have you ever seen Megamind?
No.
There's a scene in that where he's having his existential crisis. And while everybody else is stopped and slowed down, he's literally going like, he stops at a restaurant and he's reading this book about how to be your better self. The waitress is falling, by the way. Food's everywhere. The people are, and he's just picking fries out of the air while he reads these self-help books. And he's just sitting on the side, just decompressing for a minute. Like, do I really want to be a hero anymore? Like, he literally has an entire self-discovery in the time that he's moving that quickly. The time is basically stopped for him. It's possibly one of my favorite time stopped. The superhero's like, wait a minute. Slow, because he's not even saving anybody. Like, there's horrible things going on in the background, and he's not saving anybody.
It's like Zach Morrison Saved by the Bell. Time out.
Yeah, except this is Superman, kind of. So it makes it a little like, oh no.
Yeah, my gripe with Superman, if he really wanted to help humanity, he should just go on a treadmill and give us free electricity. Like, just go in a giant hamster wheel, man. He's got the technology.
Crypto. You want to contain that? Just put that in a hamster wheel and let it go and hope. I don't know if you've seen the new one.
I have not.
They finally brought his dog Crypto. Well, they finally brought his dog Crypto into it.
Yeah, like that I knew from the trailers and stuff.
Crypto is basically like this is soup. You know that one dog at the daycare that you avoid like the plague? Crypto.
Nice.
Now give him superpowers. So, yeah, I totally get it. Superman, there's so much more he could do, but then, he'd be boring.
Yeah. But I don't know if you saw the animated The Red Sun.
Yes.
That was a cool take on Superman that I really appreciated.
I do like that one. That's one of my favorites. I think it's My Adventures with Superman does a really good job too in terms of showing his humanity, the sacrifices he makes, and how he is actively trying to make things better, but really doesn't know how.
Yeah.
That and the Lois Lane, and that's a little, and it works really well. But yeah, I don't know. Stopping time is one of those really dangerous ones because you never know what you'd actually do.
Yeah. And the whole like butterfly effect, like what mayhem could be caused by the movement of atoms and whatnot. But I think that loses the spirit of just the fun, dumb power.
Well, and that's where the ideas always come to me. If Morgan and I were going to venture into sci-fi, you don't know if you're the only one still awake.
Yeah.
And then that leads off to, is just your area stopped, or is the whole world actually stopped? And what does that mean? Like, is the rotation of the sun stopped too? Like, on what scale are we doing this? And then there's the other question of, but what if you're not really, time's not really stopped, but you've just stepped into a second faster alternate reality that keeps you're still in it, right? But everything around you stopped because, well, you're technically not there anymore. And what lives in that dimension to come say hi?
Yeah. Well, that's
so yeah.
It's the fun thing about sci-fi and fantasy is just like that extrapolation of what would the ripple effects be that people aren't thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just so many things in sci-fi that I think are just taken for granted. Like using Star Wars as an example, like how could a human possibly function on Tatooine and Endor, like without any, like the gravity's not the same, the oxygen distribution is not going to be the same. So in my Earthquake War series, the humans have to wear like a gravity harness that's going to auto adjust, and because they're like the bottom rung of society, it's the crappy like Kmart version of it. And there's a character who gets very creative with his gravity harness in a fight, so he will use it to alter his mass so he can jump higher or like fall harder to tackle somebody. But then doing that makes you really nauseous because like it's really screwing with your insides.
And it would have to. It's like yeah, it's been a while since I've read them, but the Expanse series, that one race has become stretched out because of the gravity. They're different than. I think you do have to take that into account, and Star Wars, it does to a point with like Jedi Master Plo, because he's got the rebreather on and everything.
Yeah.
He can't, but it doesn't take it into account for like, it makes it seem like everybody else is fine everywhere else. And that's one of the things that Star Trek, at least that Star Trek and Babylon 5 and a few others do really well is, oh, well, we need to be wearing this gear or we're not going to make it on this planet.
Right. Yeah, and that's stuff I appreciate, because like there's no way Chewbacca and Jar Jar Binks are okay on Tatooine.
Yeah. No. That was always something I wondered about, but suspension of disbelief. And it's interesting, but
and Jar Jar does say the son's doing murder to his skin.
Yes, he does. You know, that's one of my mom's favorite characters in the whole Star Wars universe.
I mean, he grows on you.
He does. His actor didn't deserve what he got, and I was so glad when he came back for The Mandalorian. I was really glad to see him in The Mandalorian again.
Yeah.
But no, that's one of the things, is it's like, how do you explain it? And it's really interesting the way both sci-fi and fantasy, you either get like the Brandon Sanderson of explaining every tiny detail, like everything. There's not a question. By the end of the series, you are going to know everything about this. Or it's like, and this is a weird comparison, I know. You know where Gandalf gets his magic, but it never is really like, and it works like this and this and this and this. He's just a wizard.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like in Harry Potter. The kids, you're getting the basic explanation. Dumbledore can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah. He's got a PhD in wizardry.
Yep.
That's all he needs. He's taking all the classes.
It's like asking what the difference between Yoda and Luke Skywalker is.
Yeah, Yoda's Yoda.
Mm-hmm. And yet you still wonder if he could stop if he could move a Star Destroyer with his hands like Vader.
There is one of the Star Wars video games, Force Unleashed, you actually get to do that.
Yes. That I loved doing that. I really did. But that's one of the fun things about sci-fi and fantasy, though, is you can hand wave it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or just have the person gain superpowers and be like, what do you mean I can stop time? How is this possible? And then just have them decide they don't care.
Yeah.
And you have somebody try and explain it to them over and over again, and then just be like, nope. Well, all right. So, what all books are you bringing to PopCon? Are you bringing all of them?
So I'm going to bring some ones. I will bring Mummified Moon, which is archaeology adventure in space You can imagine like a sci-fi Laura Croft accidentally waking up cockroach Cthulhu while Space Isis is chasing her.
Oh, I love that.
And then we've got Ghost in the Trees, which is Ninja Squirrel versus Evil Beaver. And then I'm also bringing book 1 of the Grove Guardians, which is like Scimitar Squirrels versus Hamster Knights.
I love that.
Yeah, and if you are interested, I might have a couple of books, book 2 and 3s, but I'm going to be mostly bringing the ones. How about you, Kate? What you bringing?
So we are mostly going to be bringing a lot of book 1 of both of our series. So Legends of Corellia, which is about a queen who is trying to do everything she can to improve her kingdom. Well, the nobles do everything they can to stop her. And when they succeed, her doing everything she then can to take her kingdom back with the support she didn't even know she had. So we're going to bring mostly book 1, but we will have several copies of the rest of the series. And we'll be bringing a bunch of copies of all 3 books of the Visetra series, which is our romantasy series about a sassy duchess who the wannabe king is trying to force into marriage, which makes her have to hire a tall, dark, handsome himbo elf. And the consequences of this action, because you would think hiring a bodyguard would, make her life easier instead of 3 times more difficult.
And you're also bringing some fun merch and freebies, aren't you?
So we've got, these are our original chibi stickers. I got to get more of the others. We're bringing our chibi stickers. These are our Legends of Corellia characters. We've got fun little swords. We're going to have badges for not badges. We're going to have the little, they're basically badges you can hang on your nameplate. And we're going to have a bunch of other things too. We may even be doing raffles for crowns.
Nice. Everyone loves a good crown.
Yes. So
right.
Keeping this away from Morgan's going to be fun because she already is in love with this one.
You have to keep it away from me too. I want it. It's going to go with a good shine on my bald head.
Hey, you know what? I'll bring several. You can run around with one as much as you want.
Nice. All right. Well, it's going to be a good time in 2 months in Indianapolis.
Yes.
May 8, 9, 10. See you then, Indy PopCon.
We look forward to it.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.